Good morning, everyone. This is Matt Manero with CFF Nation out of Dallas, Texas, coming to you with my green on today for St. Patty's Day. I'm so happy to have our two friends from the show Big Rig Bounty Hunters on the line. I've got Korchenko and I've got Marshall, two fellow Texans. Guys, where are you coming from? You in Houston area? Where are you guys at?
We're in Dayton, Texas right now, to be exact.
I don't know where Dayton, Texas is. Tell our viewers where Dayton, Texas is at.
We're about 40 miles east of Houston right now, between Beaumont, Texas and Houston, Texas.
Well, guys, thanks for the time. Listen, I'm very happy to have you on our show today. It's exciting for us because CFF Nation is being built to help truckers run better businesses. They get great quality information. And then a weird twist to CFF Nation is we've turned into an entertainment channel as well. The truckers that watch CFF Nation watch it not just for the information, but they watch it for the entertainment value too. So you two guys are huge entertainers. Not only are you truckers and experts, but you're big characters and you're big talent right now. So I appreciate you taking a few minutes to join us.
Well, thank you for having us on.
So I am very familiar with all aspects of your business with the exception of the talent side of it, guys. I don't know how somebody gets a show, so we had to create our own show. We don't know how you get picked up on a big network like that. But I do know your industry, particularly trucking, and I also know it from the bounty hunter side of big rig repossessions too. I mean, we are a finance company. That's what we've done for the last 20 years. We've financed thousands and thousands of big rigs. We have over 5,000 truckers as our customer base right now. So we understand trucking like the back of our hand. Because of being a finance company, I understand the repo side of it a little bit too. And then we also finance a lot of repossession trucks for our towing customers. So I understand the businesses that you're in, both on the trucking side and on the repo side. But Korchenko, one business I have no idea about is wrestling. So when I read your bio, 13 years as a professional wrestler you were?
Yeah, 13 years, 1979, 1992, 93, I was out of it.
Oh, those were the heydays. Those were great days, man.
That was the great years, the smoky arenas and
yeah. Your forehead looks pretty clean, my friend. No razor blades in the palm to get the blood going. None of that stuff for you.
Yeah. There's some in there. There's a few little. I got some on top of the head here. I got some the hard way, to hit the head with a shovel and metal chairs. I actually got the head busted open the real way a few times.
Oh my gosh. What an exciting history. I love it. So, Marshall, what were you doing from the late 70s to the early 90s when Korchenko was being a professional wrestler? What were you doing during those times?
I was stating his character. He was a Russian. And I was totally against him. I got to watch him on TV one night where, I was like 14 years old. Me and my mother was watching the episode of, every Friday night, I think it was, on one of the channels anyway, and we were watching it, and I saw him beat up, I think it was Cowboy, what was his name?
Cowboy Bill Watts.
Yeah. Russian flag on him. So I stood up if it was just me, I'd take that big sucker out. I know I could, How dare you do that to our flag?
I love it, man.
He did that in our first segment of Big Rig Bounty Hunters. He did that on there. He's like, I think I can take you, old man. I was like, come on and get it, man, if you think you can do it.
So, guys, how does it work then? I mean, let's help our audience understand it, not just from the transportation side of it, but also from the entertainment side of it. I mean, how do you guys get into trucking, and then how do you get found for a show? How does it work? Walk us through. You guys you've gone, Korchenko, you're no longer wrestling. Marshall, you're into trucking. The two of you are now in trucking. How do you get into trucking, and then how does it morph into a TV show?
Well, as far as the TV show goes, that was something they were looking for. They were looking for a team, an experienced trucking team, to be a part of this show that they were putting together. And of course, we were both truckers, and they actually had an advertisement looking for that. And Marshall's seen it, and he knew that I had prior experience in television and movies. And he thought I would like it, so he gave me a call, and he said, "Hey, here's this ad. They're looking for this, team for this TV show." And so I called them, and I found out, it was legitimate. And we followed up. We sent them some photographs. Then we did a Skype interview, and they sent a film crew out to film us, and put one in the can. And it went on from there.
Oh, my
Into
gosh.
a show, you know.
Unbelievable. And how long ago was that, guys? What's the development cycle? How long does a show like that, from when you saw the ad and made the call, how long before you actually aired?
2 years, wasn't it?
It was a year for the time that our first they first contacted us. It took a full year for the whole cycle to work itself through until they were actually ready to to put the show on the air, start filming, and so yeah, it was a pretty long time.
Incredible.
A
Incredible.
lot goes into it. It's amazing, the process.
Yeah, also the expense, right? I mean, of having a film crew and being on site and all of that sort of stuff. But take me back just a little bit further. So how did both of you guys get into the trucking business? And what type of trucking were you doing? Were you doing long haul? Were you doing local? What was it?
I was a long haul truck driver, third generation truck driver. I was born into it.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
In your blood.
his dad was doing some trucking a long time ago, and I got into it back in the late 70s, in 78, 79. I got into it before I actually started wrestling. I started trucking. And they didn't have trucking schools back then, so basically I lied my way into the business. You know, I said I knew how to drive a truck, and they put me in a truck, and I had to figure it out.
Yeah.
And I taught myself.
Unbelievable. You guys, I'll throw out a name and see if you guys remember this fella. He was in Greenville, Texas. His name was Bobby Whitfield of Bobby Whitfield Trucking. Does that name ring a bell to you guys?
Bobby Whitfield?
Yeah, his trailer was the trailer in Smokey and the Bandit. The stagecoach trailer. That was his trailer. Does that name ring a bell to you at all?
Name rings a bell. Whitfield, yeah.
You know, when I started my business 20 years ago, Bobby Whitfield was one of my first customers. And when I almost went broke in the early days, I would call Bobby and I would say, Bobby, I'm out. It's over. And he would say, no, it's not. You're my finance guy. I'm buying some equipment. And Bobby literally kept me in business.
Wow, I'll be there.
Yeah. And then he passed away in a tragic car accident. He was driving home from the office late at night, and this crazy story, this kid ran across the street. He got into an argument with his girlfriend. He ran across the street with no shoes, and Bobby swerved. He rolled into a ditch and was killed instantly.
Oh, my goodness.
And I got a call from his wife. So that was about 4 years after I'd started my business. I got a call from his widow the next morning, and she said that Bobby said if anything ever happened to him, that the first phone call I was to make was to you, and that you would take care of everything. Now, I was a 28-year-old kid. You know, I had a fledgling business, but I went in there and I packaged up that company and I sold that company to a trucking company out of Salina, Kansas, and repaid the doggone debt. Can you imagine that?
That's amazing.
Amazing.
What a guy. He was a great guy.
Yeah, he did something very heroic there and cost his own life, but
Cost his own life. And I think the big thing is that guy believed in me when nobody else believed in me. I didn't even believe in myself. You know that? So, well, guys, listen, I sorry I got off on that little tangent there for a little bit. It's an emotional story for me. I can't.
great. It's a good story.
Yeah, I can't thank Bobby Whitfield enough for for that support. But listen, that's what it's all about, right? We need somebody to believe in us every once in a while.
Oh, you
and really, when
You bet.
you know,
That's what it.
we always have that. We always have somebody in our lives who touched us. What's that old saying? That the teacher's always there. It's just the student who's not always there, right?
Yeah,
Exactly.
Boy, that was going on for me back then. So, guys, we're going to take a break real quick. When we come back, I want to just get into a little bit more of that evolution of how the show develops and where you guys are going from here, okay? So stick with us. We'll be right back on CFF Nation.
All right. Thank you.
We're back. This is Matt Manero with CFF Nation, coming to you with another incredible episode to inform and entertain our audience. CFF Nation is the only online digital network created specifically for truckers. We want to inform and entertain you while you're doing one of the toughest jobs on the road and one of the most important jobs on the road, delivering freight and keeping America moving. I've got two guests with me today, two guys from Big Rig Bounty Hunters, the TV show. I have Korchenko and I've got Marshall with us. And guys, once again, thanks for being with us. It's absolutely my pleasure, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So guys, in the first segment, we talked a number of different things about Korchenko, your wrestling career, Marshall, you're a third generation trucker, you guys are running the roads, you're doing trucking, you reach out to an ad that says, hey, they're looking for talent for this show.
Yeah.
They like you. They come out, they film the episode, the pilot, it gets picked up, and now all of a sudden, are you still running the roads being truckers at this time when the show's just getting going? Or are you guys able to slow down enough and just keep recording episodes of the TV show? How does it work?
Well, we're still active trucking, not as much as we were, and it doesn't really take a long time to film an episode. So we try to stay busy with what we do, and that's going out and finding these trucks. And we also do are still active truckers too at the same time.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So the call comes in. Who has the repo order? That repo order is coming to you, and they're following you as you guys go out and do what you normally do during the day, which is find big rigs that are either stolen or. By the way, let me ask you a quick question. Are they mostly theft, or is it just for lack of payment? What is it?
Mostly theft.
Yeah, it's mostly theft. Mostly theft, and that's it right there.
Or somebody quit a big company. We have some bigger clients that you don't see on TV. They will call us, and most times somebody quit and abandoned the truck, to be honest with you. Yeah. And they put it in the field or wherever. Depends on how mad they are.
So sometimes it's not just the value of the truck; it's really the value of the freight that's on the truck, right?
You bet.
I mean, you could have $500,000 or $1 million worth of computers in the back running on a $30,000 truck and a $10,000 trailer.
That's right.
We got one out of a field that was a big name merchandise store, and he just got mad and put it through a field, and it sank. Had to get a crane to get it out.
Yeah, absolutely. So who handles the call? So you guys are getting the call to go do the repo, and then you say to the filming crew, "Hey, here's what we have available. Let's go out and get it." Is that kind of how it works?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get the calls. We have a lot of clients. We have a lot of customers out there, and they know we're roaming the highways. They'll call us, and especially the film crews with us. We say, "Here we're on a hunt. Let's roll," and they're ready. The film crew's ready because they're with us, and off we go.
Yeah, a lot of times I'll stay in a hotel. That way we can all go at once.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did you make the transition then from running the roads as a over-the-road trucker or a local trucker to getting into the theft recovery side of the trucking business? How did you guys see that niche as an opportunity?
I just to pick up some extra cash, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's it. That's what we thought, and two. But we've both done this before. With respect with the companies we've worked for, we've both done recoveries, even when we worked together. So we had experience at what it was about to go out and recover a truck and bring it back, and so we know what that side of the story is. So it was really not that difficult or a big deal to do the TV show because it's basically doing the same thing, but just on a more grand basis.
Yeah.
Than and having a film crew following you everywhere you go is a little bit different,
So now that you guys are doing the repossession side, are you actually still running the roads, or is the repossession or the theft recovery side of your business enough business that you don't need to go LA to New York anymore?
It's a little bit slow right now. I'm still running the roads. Marshall kind of hangs more in Houston. I still run out and make a few runs down then, so I'm still an active trucker. But when somebody calls and we're here, we're together, we go do that.
So, guys, couple words of wisdom that you might be able to give to some of our audience. And what's interesting, we actually have some people who have reached out to CFF Nation who want to do a show on CFF Nation, but they really have no idea how the media business works. And to tell you the truth, CFF Nation, we're learning how the media business works too. We're equipment finance guys, right? We're not in the media business, but we knew that we needed to create something that wasn't being done. There was no centralized place for truckers to go and watch entertainment and get information for free. It doesn't cost anything. You don't even have to register on CFF Nation. We'll change that down the road from the registration piece because we'll want to have a better active use of our viewers, but it's all free right now.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
It is.
Truckers.
So what's they do? They got time, and that time can be used efficiently and effectively. I think one of the biggest changes that could occur in the trucking business, guys, is so many people have it wrong. So many trucking companies have it wrong because they think that trucking does need to be a lifetime commitment. And I think it's hard for people to make a lifetime commitment. I would rather see trucking companies say, we'd like you to do a 1 year or a 2 year or a 3 year career commitment to us, and we'll give you all these benefits. I think we'd have the ability to retain a lot more good quality guys.
That's actually a good idea.
If they didn't think that they had to commit for the rest of their life. 2 years, drive a truck, save money, see the country, learn a new craft that can stay with you forever. And then after 2 years, we'll make a decision of whether or not you want to.
That's an excellent idea.
Some people, once they get used to that lifestyle, they can't quit it. And other people, man, they can't wait to get away from that lifestyle. So, yeah.
No, it is. It's in the blood type thing.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Is. Absolutely. But walk me through some of the viewers who may have an interest in getting their own show. What are some of the tips that you would give these guys? How do they go about it? Obviously, the reason that it happened for you guys is because you picked up the phone and made the phone call. So I guess take action is number one step.
Oh, well, yeah, you got to keep your eye out for something like this. I mean,
billboards and paper.
It just fell in our lap, you know. I mean, on Craigslist, that's the last place you would expect to find an advertisement looking for talent for a reality TV show, you know. but I mean, so there it was. If somebody wanted to get into something like this, you know, it's not an easy. It's not an easy thing to do. It really isn't. But I would say, you know, stay vigilant. You know, if you're a trucker, you understand the trucking business, make some phone calls. You know, call some of these networks, reality shows, and see what's going on.
You have to sell yourself, though.
You really do. You got to market yourself.
You can't. You know, they're looking for something unique. They're looking for something that makes you stand out. So you don't want to be your, you know, ordinary Joe. You got to be more than that. So.
And so many people are afraid of that, right? They're afraid to lift the curtain and show who they really are. Right?
Exactly. You got to be able to do that if you're going to be on television.
Yeah.
You know, you have to.
Yeah. And that's a scary place because once you lift that curtain, you can't go back.
That's it.
Right? You're out. Here we go.
You're out there.
So have you found the media companies or the networks pleasurable to work with, or have they been a little combative? Or I mean, how has that relationship been for you guys?
No.
I had no problem.
We haven't had any problem. I've enjoyed working for the production company and you know, the network history. We've had a great relationship with them.
That's awesome.
It's awesome to work with them.
So, guys, give me the scariest, nastiest equipment recovery you had. I mean, I know some nasty stories from my towing customers who go out and do repossessions. So, give me the worst one. Tell our viewers the worst one that even, because by the way, you two guys combined, I did the math on it. You two guys combined are almost 14 feet tall and over 600 pounds between the two of you. So, I want to know what scares you guys when you go out on
Guns is the big equalizer.
Yeah.
Guns get everybody's attention.
Hey, we went out to do a repo, and we were in my pickup truck. Matter of fact, we used my pickup truck in the first season. And if you noticed in the segments, in my tailgate, there's a lot of bullet holes. For we went to do a repo. And we don't do a lot of repos, okay? I mean, we just don't really get into a lot of repos, more than recovery. But we were doing a repo, and the guy, you know, he just absolutely didn't want to let go of his truck.
You had it chained to a tree?
Yeah, he had it all chained up. He didn't want. There was no way. And he said, "You guys stand right there. I got something for you." And he went back in his mobile home, and I told Marshall, I said, I think we need to get out of here. This is not good. I feel a little hair stand up on the back of my neck, you know.
Oh, man.
We said, let's go. Because this guy was a little flaky, you know. And we went to leave, and he come back out with a .40 caliber and capped off 7 rounds in the back of my truck.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah. You know, he's just trying to scare us, but he could have shot us.
Yeah.
I mean, that's crazy.
Had to get the police involved in that one.
Yeah, we had to have the police come out, so.
Holy mackerel.
That by far is the scariest one we've had yet.
Yeah. Woo.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to just come out and threaten. It's another thing to start pulling the trigger.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh!
Exactly.
Wow, that's a sixth sense right there because you know a lot of guys would have said, "All right, come on, bring it on, let's go." But something told you, let's get out of here.
Yeah, you can feel it in your gut when something's not right and something bad's about to happen.
Yeah.
We know.
That's another thing you need out in this business. You know, be aware of your surroundings at all times and follow your gut, because a lot of times it'll keep you out of serious trouble.
Well, guys, once again, I want to thank you for your time today on CFF Nation. I want to wish you guys safe travels on the road, safe travels doing what you're doing on the recovery side of things, and equally as important, listen, continued great work with the show. I mean, what's the future of the show? Bring us to the next step. What do we have to look forward to with the next shows?
Well, for the second season, they added some new talent. We got some, we have 3 teams actually in Texas, and there's 3 teams in Ohio that comprise the whole cast. And so they brought in some new cast members for last season. Season 3, I don't know what they've got in mind. We've heard some stories. They're going to change some things or do some things differently. We don't know yet. We're just waiting. They'll let us know when they get ready to.
Pretty much tell us to keep it quiet. So we have to.
We can't divulge a whole lot right now.
Well, guys, we're going to be tuning in to watch you again. Safe travels, continue the good work, and best of luck on the new media career that's happening. It's not going to happen. It's happening for you guys right now, and that's awesome.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
And thanks all.
Thanks for being with us on CFF Nation. We cannot wait for the next time. View CFFNation.com 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Thanks again, guys. We'll talk to you again. Take care, guys.